Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late. Yeah, I don't really have an excuse. Besides, I don't have staff like Kimmy, and I did procrastinate my life away. So yeah, but it's nice to see all of you. Hey Victoria. Victoria and I were talking about this earlier. So, welcome to Wine and Chill and your favorite recovering lawyer. And today we're going to talk about one of my favorite things, which is when rich people decide to remind us all that they are still classist and egregious. So, let me know if you can hear me and we will hop right into it. Awesome. Okay, I think it's working. It looks like. Hi, Irina. Irina is one of my best friends from college. I can't believe, child, over a decade strong. Yes. All right. So let me make me smaller because I can't read this. Y'all know that. Awesome. I'm not as late as Auntie Lauren, but I'm not particularly on time, and I take accountability and responsibility for that. So here is our agenda. So we are going to talk about what Kimmy decided to say for who knows what reason. I have no idea. And we're going to talk about how Kimmy made her money because there are a lot of people on the internet caping for Kimmy, and I would love to remind them how she got this cash. Yeah. And then we are going to talk about people caping for billionaires and a little bit of reality, as in who's actually working and who's actually getting paid here in the good old USA. Hey, Opulus Prime. All right, so let's hop into it. What? Okay, here we go. So in case you missed what Kimmy decided to say yesterday, I'll go ahead and put it on the screen for you.
The best advice for women in business: get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
That's so true.
You have to surround yourself with people that want to work. Have a good work environment where everyone loves what they do, because you have one life. No toxic work environments, and show up and do the work. I have the best advice for women in business.
So let's pause her nonsense. What I find interesting, we're going to start with, is her saying no toxic work environments. Because let's talk a little bit about the work environments that Kimberly has created herself. The thing about the internet is that things live long. So before we talk about, her work environments, because, there are some lawsuits, I think we should all remember that whenever people are dying, Kim loves to just chat nonsense because we are in Kimmy's world. Specifically, this clip that will never get old.
Daddy, my earring's gone.
Are you
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. My diamond earring.
Hold on.
Seriously. It's not funny.
Are you serious?
Literally, that's $75,000.
Hold on. We'll find it, baby.
We're not gonna find it in the ocean. Mom, what happened? My diamond earring fell out. I had my diamond earrings in and one of them came out.
Oh my god. All right, so you take this one out. Show me where. Just show
In
me
the
where.
ocean. I'm not gonna find it. What's wrong with you guys? My diamond earring came up in the ocean and it's gone.
Kim, there's people that are dying.
I just told
Anyone would be annoyed. I work really hard and
I know you do.
People are dying, Kim. People are literally dying. But we are not working hard enough, which is why we are in poverty, folks, according to Kimberly. So let's get into this.
Daddy,
Wait.
my earring's gone.
Enough, Kim. Okay. I'll save. Actually, let's roast Kourtney for 1 second. Because in the original clip, Kourtney also agreed that, we need to get off our asses. I should probably stop the cursing because these two curse too much. We need to get off our butts and we need to work. We need to work and we're not doing enough work, which I find ironic because Kourtney herself does not agree with Kim's alleged work ethic. So let's just, for posterity, put this in here too.
I choose to be a mother.
This is Kourtney crying.
I am not here looking for another job. I already work enough more than I
You don't try to take it off speaker.
That's not funny. What's
Take it off speaker.
natural to me is being a mother.
No, everybody calm down.
I don't expect
Don't be mean, Kim. Oh my God.
So you would think that you would honestly think that we have more jobs, so work around our schedule. You do whatever the you want to do, and you don't do So be accommodating to the people that actually do.
You're a very distraught, evil human being.
Yes, very distraught. But also, Kourtney Boo, don't let Kim push you and fool you into the fact that mothering is also work. Just because Kimmy doesn't think it's work doesn't mean it's not work. But also, Kourtney, you cannot be wishy-washy and tell we the poors that we are not working when you have said multiple times that you want to do less labor. As we all should do less labor. This idea that work will get you what you want, just mindless work, labor, is not true, which we're going to get to in a minute because I have some statistics. All right, let's continue. The only thing about these clips, they keep playing. So what I think is interesting is there are lots of lawsuits against Kimberly because people really think Kimberly works so much. Y'all are lazy. You need to adopt Kimberly's work ethic. Working to do what? Specifically, Kim said, and quote, that you have to find a good work environment. Do not be around toxic people. Do not be around people that bring you down. Yet she's getting sued for underpaying her staff and not giving them breaks. That to me sounds very toxic. That to me sounds like a toxic work environment. That to me sounds like her employees should have sued her as they did and that they should quit working for her, seeing as, according to them, she is not paying a livable wage. But according to Kimmy, we just need to do more and more labor, and eventually we too can cry over $75,000 earrings that are probably insured, and she probably got right back in the mail a week later. But yes, and there are numerous lawsuits. So let's look at this one. Specifically, Kim and the FTC have been in fights for years. The FTC is the Federal Trade Commission, specifically because it is estimated that Miss Kardashian, formerly Mrs. Kardashian West, gets around $250 a pop per post for the ads. However, it is a law that when you post these ads, you are supposed to tell the regular consumers, we, the non-working poors, that yes, this is an advertisement, that yes, we're getting paid to say these things. And according to the FTC, she doesn't like to do that all the time. So specifically, the numbers here, because I should have made this a little bit bigger for y'all and I didn't, sorry. Out of 108 posts that she posted, and she was supposed to include hashtag ad, hashtag sponsorship, easy things, after she received a cease and desist, Kimmy decided, you know what, all 108, that's really not necessary. We'll update 21 of them. And y'all know math is not my ministry, but that is definitely, I would say, a little smidge less than 25%. But yes, Kimmy is making her money, according to all these people caping on the internet, fair and square. And if you don't believe me, here is a list from the Fashion Law, which the Fashion Law is an excellent website. And I will pop this into the chat so y'all can read this for yourself. Oh, I said here's a list and then I didn't put it. Hold on. The next one. This is a very long ongoing list, so I didn't include all of them. Oh gosh, is my internet working? Hopefully y'all are still there. It says having trouble, please connecting. I put it in the chat. Let's see. My internet said to stop talking bad about Kimmy. Well, we're going to see. It might have cut off for a second. Let me know if it's, maybe it'll cut back on. Oh, here we go. Well, it's not posting it, but I'll send it after when my internet decides it wants to work. The list of lawsuits against Kimmy K and the rest of the Kardashians too, but we're focusing on Kimmy because Kimmy started it and Kimmy decided to drag everyone into it and drag all of us for no reason when we were minding our business and when people are literally dying. The list of lawsuits is long, and the list of lawsuits is not just the FTC suing her for sketchy advertising practices. The list of lawsuits, I'll make me small so y'all can read it a little bit, and this is from the Fashion Law, so highly recommend that you check them out, and then I will try to, when my internet decides to work, I'll try to keep resending the link so you can read it from their website. It's excellent website, great resource. The list of lawsuits, what I find interesting, a lot of them are for copyright infringement, trademark infringement, essentially a lot of Kimmy allegedly stealing people's ideas and telling everyone else that she is working so hard. She is working so hard to allegedly thief. The list continues on. Hold on. Specifically in Saeed Bolden versus Skims Body Inc. in January of 2020, according to the fashion law, Kim Kardashian and her shapewear venture Skims, which Skims makes a good coin. And I tell my friends all the time, Beyonce should really, I love Beyonce, so I'm just going to say this. Beyonce should let Ivy Park go and do some type of shapewear. She had the natural body. I would buy from Beyonce. I refuse to buy Skims. Anywho, Kim Kardashian and her shapewear venture Skims are on the receiving end of a new copyright infringement lawsuit. Copyright as in you thieved my idea and my work product. According to the complaint that Saeed Bolden filed in a New York federal court on Wednesday, Kardashian is on the hook for her unauthorized reproduction and public display of a copyright photograph of herself and husband Kanye West, which was taken by and is owned by Bolden, a New York professional photographer, and registered with the U.S. Copyright Office in his name. There are multiple things. There are allegedly Kim, Khloe, multiple times, and Kylie stealing mostly from Black designers. As we know, we covered one of these lawsuits. Lots of alleged stealing, which I think is interesting because the majority of these cases actually settle. So when cases settle, there is no definitive ruling. So you can't say, oh, so-and-so is a thief. So-and-so is an alleged thief all these years later. But, people are very much want to pursue the fact that Kimmy is working so hard. And because Kris is truly the mastermind behind all of it, Kris also deserves to get dragged for allegedly doing this. And this case was also settled in February 2016. And again, this is from the fashion law. Hold on, let's see if the website. Oh, there we go. Okay. So there is the, I linked it here. So I'll put it on the screen. There is the link to the article where all this is from. Highly recommend their website. It's very good. Very good deep dives into lawsuits. I hope one day they start a YouTube, but love their blog. Okay. So according to this lawsuit against Just Games Interactive Entertainment, which was filed in California federal court by Kung Fu Factory, Kris Jenner and co., so Kris, stole the Kim Kardashian Hollywood Games from a development company after working on it. Why Kim has a game will still be beyond me, but allegedly Kris had an entire development company build out the game, worked with them for several months, and then decided, you know what, pay for this, like who needs it? Like I will just get somebody else to rebuild this. So they then decided to sue Kris and Kim for around $10 million, which it was then settled, which settled means somebody paid money out, as in Kris and them paid money out. But again, settlements are not definitive lawsuits, which is why Kim continues to gaslight everyone around her and tell everyone that she is working so hard at all times. What I find very interesting is Kim is not the only one doing this. This is a general trait of rich people that cannot accept that, yes, they have, received all these things, $95 million jet, yacht, $75,000 earrings, this, that, and the next, that are very much not content with all the trappings of foolishness and decide that they want to tell people it's because they worked hard. It's because they worked hard. Case in point is Big B, who has a literal penis rocket ship that he decided he was bored and having a midlife crisis and decided to fly it the other day, who only was able to start Amazon because his parents gave him a $245,573 loan to start Amazon. I don't know about y'all's parents, but trust me, mine, where would that money come from? The only people giving Black people that amount of money is schools for student loans and predatory interest, because I have them and I know how much it is, as y'all know. If you were to go and try to apply for even a business loan, the likelihood of you getting rejected because you are Black or brown is highly likely. Much less your parents somehow having an extra $200K to just lend to you on what was firstly a book business. Most people, I would say on this channel, are old enough to remember when Amazon only sold books, and basically they wanted to eat Barnes and Nobles and Books A Million, which was years ago. And to Opulus Prime's point, I can't get $2.59 for my mama. I'm not going to put Jeffrey out there, which is my dad. Love you, Dad. But I don't know about that either right now, and that's okay. That's okay. It is what it is. So what I think is super interesting in terms of, and we're going to get into the psychology behind it, is capitalism only works because you have to literally prey on others. Kimmy does not care if you work. Kimmy knows by saying outlandish, wild things where she is so self-absorbed that people will talk about her and people will make money off of her, and she will continue to make money because Kimmy has no actual talents, which the full article in Variety was her literally saying, yeah, I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't act, and what? I'm still making money because I work hard. That's not why you're making money, Kimberly. You are making money because you are allegedly a very good thief and because of your proximity to Blackness and how you weaponize your proximity to Blackness against people and how you appropriate and how you want to pretend. In the article itself, I have no idea why Kimmy is 2 shades lighter than me. No idea. No idea why. No idea why. And it also is interesting to see the people that are caping for Kimmy and them is because they too think if I work hard enough, I too can be a billionaire. Spoiler alert, it's likely not going to happen for you because the only way you can become a billionaire is if you are a predatory person that preys on others, that does not pay a livable wage, that insists that you want to take things to market that are not FDA approved, that does not care about how you treat your labor force. That is the only way you can become a billionaire. I used to be of the mindset that maybe the one exception to that could be artists. Artists that sell their work, authors like J.K. Rowling, sans her problematic self that she has decided to turn into for who knows what odd reason. But you know what? If you actually follow that thread, the only way for an author to make a lot of money is to sell a lot of books. The book selling business, I don't even know how they're printing those books. So I'm sure if we went down the chain of it, there's probably some problematic nonsense in there as well. There is no way to get to be a billionaire, an exorbitant amount of money without preying on others. There's no way. Amazon employs so many people, and every few years they get sued, and it comes out that Amazon workers are worked so much and so hard they literally have to wear adult diapers because they do not have time to go to the bathroom. Bezos is not so much smarter than everyone else in that he just decided he does not give a damn, that they do not pay a living wage and that they do not pay healthcare and they do not pay all these things. But no need to take that from me. Let's skip ahead. Let's look at Walmart for a second because Walmart is one of the biggest offenders of this. I said that and I paused too long. I meant to press it.
People at Walmart get food stamps, rental assistance, Medicaid, Medicare, than work at any other corporation in America. A lot of them have two, maybe 3 jobs. People who do get health insurance through Walmart, it's very expensive and the premiums are very high.
People literally in the onboarding of Walmart, literally during Walmart onboarding, are also then given pamphlets to sign up for EBT, Medicaid, Medicare, all of public assistance, public housing, etc., because Walmart purposely does not pay enough for people to have an actual living wage. If you work in this country, you should be able to sustain yourself. If you work, you should be able to sustain yourself. That is not how this country is set up. It is very, very sad. And also, people like Kimmy seem to be very disconnected from the fact that most poor people work much harder than Kim, like actual labor, and still remain poor. It has nothing to do with the amount of hours that you're putting in, which let's go back for a second to the Twitter. All right, I'll make me small because y'all know I cannot read that. So look at Dustin tweeted. She said, get off your ass and work hard. She's doing a law school apprenticeship program instead of law school. I detest all of the people that all of a sudden, know nothing about law school and are like, oh, well, Kimmy's doing an apprenticeship. It's harder than law school. No, it's not. It's literally not. The apprenticeship program, all you have to do is know a lawyer, and it only works in California, that will sign off on your hours. They do not have to get verified from anybody else what you're actually doing. Going to law school was a miserable, exploitative experience, which is why I'm happy to be a recovering lawyer. To that tweet, then Swiss Montana decided to say, and she's doing so with 4 kids and a crazy ex-husband while passing an exam with a 20% pass rate. Some of you should really be taking notes. Which Grogu's mom then replied, she is a wealthy, capital letters, exclamation mark. She's wealthy, sorry, I added an A there. She has other people to take care of all that. She is not, capital letters, a lawyer and isn't putting in the work it takes to become one. Try getting off her. Y'all can read what that says. Exactly. I think it's like very disingenuous for her to take pictures of herself studying and be like, I'm studying so hard. Like, that's not how law school looked, boo. That law school was nothing but stress and mess. Actual people actually studying because, hey, if I don't become a lawyer, like, what is going to happen to me? Not like, oh, well, I'm bored and I just, I want to cut corners. Like, I know all the other kids did college, did law school, did all this extra labor, but I'm Kimmy and I'm special and negative. I'm just going to tell the girls that I'm doing labor and the girls are going to believe me that I'm doing labor. Yeah, no, that's not actually correct at all.
People.
Hold on, it's going to play again. What is going on in this country right now is inflation is currently at, if you were unaware, I hate to burst your bubble, so close your ears, 7.9%. I said this once, and every once in a while I bring it up. The grapes in New York in the grocery store are $10 for grapes. And to be quite frank, they're not even good grapes. They're not even good grapes. The cost of living is out of hand for regular people. In Minneapolis, the teachers are currently striking because they are not making a livable wage. The quote from one of the teachers is, I can make more money right now going to work at a Target than working for Minneapolis public schools. And that is difficult, one educator said. They can make more money working in Target as another underpaid, undervalued essential worker than actually teaching children, which society needs. Society don't need influencers and this and that and rich people pretending like, oh, I made it myself. I got here because I worked so hard. No. I know Kiki is tired of Me and the Grapes. Me and the Grapes are in a fight. Me and the Grapes are in a very long fight. But yes, it is ridiculous to me that certain people are very much committed to the idea in their mind that, you know what, we got to leave these rich people alone. So what? They worked hard. There are rich people that don't work hard. And they're not getting a cookie for doing like labor. And again, all the lawsuits show, what work is Kimmy really doing besides allegedly teething? What work? Yes, showing up on set is tiring. Yes, I did it once. However, showing up to YouTube, putting your own makeup on, putting the lighting, I don't have to edit, thank God for streaming, doing the editing, doing this, making sure it's right, making sure you fact check all the crap you say to make sure that people in the comments don't find the one minutia of like, oh, well, actually, I don't agree with this and blah, 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 and write you a whole dissertation is much harder. I think what the biggest issue with this entire thing is not that Kimmy lives in La La Land. Like, to hell with her. Who cares? It's that people in their heart in America truly believe, I too am going to make it. I too am going to become Kimmy and it's going to be great for me. No, it's not, because America is not set up that way. Capitalism is not set up to have everybody succeed. That is not how it works. If everyone succeeds, who is going to do the labor? Nobody. Capitalism is a predatory system where the majority of people will pretend and keep thinking in their mind, yep, I'm one idea away from being Big B in a penis rocket ship. No, you are not. You are one layoff away from being that unhoused person on the street that you turn your nose up at. And it would behoove people, the majority of us, to do better and have class solidarity instead of being like, oh, y'all are just misconstruing what Kimmy is saying. Kimmy works hard. We always see Kimmy working. You see Kim's Instagram and a TV show that is highly edited and re-edited and scripted to make it look like Kimmy is eating salad all day and planning photo shoots. What kind of work is that? What kind of work is that? It's beyond me. It's beyond me. What I think is also, hold on, here we go. So Bevy Smith had this tweet, which I think is excellent. And I pulled up some stats too to accompany her tweet. So let me make it bigger so y'all can read it. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Oh, it's done? Okay, I didn't sneeze. All right, hold on. Y'all know I cannot see any of that. So Bevy Smith, I live in NYC. That means I can afford to live well in any city in America. I worked hard, sure, but so did my dad, who at the height of his work life, not career, made 50K. My father wasn't a slacker. He got off his ass every day and commuted for hours to provide for us. So, you know what I think is very interesting about this? Because this is the truth and this is the majority of people's lived experience. My dad works 60 hours a week minimum as a truck driver, minimum. My dad works way more hours. I work way more hours than Kimmy. Yeah, we not driving a $95 million jet. It is not the amount of labor you do does not equivocate success. It does not equal, oh, people are just going to throw money at you. People are not throwing that type of money at truck drivers. They're throwing a livable wage. Yeah. They're throwing a decent middle class coin. Yeah. They're not throwing $250,000 for a post to which she, according to FTC, has numerous times deceptively posted promoting flat tummy tea and all kind of nonsense. It's not the same thing. And constantly telling poor people and regular people and middle class people, you need to do more hours. I could do 100 hours in the local grocery store in New York and still be dirt poor. People do it all the time. It doesn't matter what time I go into the grocery store, because I go into the same grocery store all the time. I see the same young women in there all the time. So I know that they work a ridiculous amount of hours. And I also see them walking home. And guess what? We live in the same neighborhood. It's not for rich people. It's just not. So this idea of, oh, you know what? Y'all are just not working hard enough. It's that other people believe it. Specifically, Warren Taffa said, yes, what's the solution to getting out of poverty? He said getting off poverty. I think he meant out of, it's fine. If it's not working hard. That is the miseducation of the majority of people in this country that think that poverty means that you are lazy. That is a false equivalence. That is not the same thing. Poverty does not mean you're lazy, specifically because people never believe this. I pulled the statistics. So let me make me small so y'all could read it for yourself. I think it's ironic. This is from the U.S. Government Accountability Office, which the U.S. government needs much, much, much more accountability, but okay. Specifically, it found that millions of American adults who earn low wages rely on federal programs to meet basic needs, such as Medicaid for healthcare and supplemental nutrition assistance program for food. The Accountability Office found about 70% of these Americans worked full-time. 70% is the majority. Mind you, this is everybody. So this is including the elderly and the children. So the majority of people not working are the elderly and the children that fall into this bracket. Most worked for private sector employers, as in their private sector employer chose to not pay them a livable wage, which is why they're on food assistance. Others worked for state governments, public universities, or nonprofit organizations. Again, all of these places are choosing not to pay people a livable wage. Walmart, as we just saw. Earlier in that clip, I'll put that entire clip as well. Earlier in the clip about Walmart, the person they were interviewing stated they made $11 an hour and they wanted to move out and get an apartment. They got an apartment and they could only pay rent for 3 months before they realized, well, I don't make enough money, so I have to go live back home. Working full-time at Walmart. Some employers in selected states had thousands of beneficiaries in their workforces. Beneficiaries as in people that work for them full-time, but also qualify for government assistance because they do not get paid enough. Do not get paid enough money. So this idea of we, the poor, the middle class, the working class, all looking down on people and being like, oh, it's because you're lazy, is a lie. It's nonsense. People are going to work. When the panorama started, and even now during the panorama, the people labeled as essential workers was not Kimmy. It was not me, the former lawyer in the office. It was the people that do food service, the people in the grocery store, healthcare workers, and teachers. And I probably missed one, so you can put that in a comment. And teachers. That is the essential people, and that's who gets paid the less. But that's the people when something goes wrong, it's like, okay, that labor though, please go and take your behind to work. Go work because Kimmy needs her salad. Nonsense. It's literal nonsense. So that was my rant and my spiel because Kimmy is full of nonsense. And yeah, let's go ahead and go through the comments. I did that wrong. Where am I? I'm here. Okay. Okay, let's go through the comments. Oh, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Awesome. Okay, here go Chelsea with some more facts for everybody. According to CNBC, only 10% of Americans make over $200K a year, and the equivalent of a middle-class family now in high cost of living cities in NYC and San Francisco is $300,000, which is insane. So like America really has a problem understanding like what actual class dynamics is. The fact that middle class in New York and San Francisco is $300,000, the majority of people, I live in New York, that think that they are middle class don't make anywhere near $300,000. Do you know how much money that is? $300,000. As a lawyer, the most I ever made as an attorney in-house, 165 grand. And that's a lot of money. That's like if I didn't have six-figure student loans, good salary. That's not middle class in New York. That's why, I live in this apartment that sometimes the heat don't work, commotion. To Ashley's point, so they want us regular people to work more and be stressed more when stress is a major killer. Exactly. The answer is not more work. The answer is proper usage of our taxpayer money, which the most of American taxpayer money goes to nonsense. Goes to absolute nonsense. It goes to what used to be labeled the Ministry of War, which is now called the Ministry of Defense, because it sounds like America, is protecting things when, that's not necessarily what it's doing, but that's a rant for another day. So let me start from the top and then we'll go down to the bottom. Okay. So B, I was on the way home from a 10-hour shift as a restaurant manager when I heard what she said, the disrespect. This is the point. It's disrespectful and it's unnecessary. And like, Kimmy's not going to care. Like, let's be honest. But everyone else, like all of the degular people from the Bronx and from wherever should care and stop being like, oh, well, she's right. We need to work harder. No, you need to rest. You need to go lay down. You need to go drink some milk and relax yourself. And your employer needs to pay you a livable wage. That's what we need to do. All right. So evil kittens, for real. She has nannies, managers, employees, assistants, stylists to help her along with literally everyone, having everyone at her feet. I'm confused as to how she can't see her privilege separates her from lower class. I think she just doesn't care. I feel like a lot of these people are very much diluted and think that they are doing actual hard labor. Very, very much like live in La La Land. And I think the flip side of Kimmy is that she is smart in one specific way, and she knows that angering people keeps her relevant. So she just says nonsense, which is why, again, she has decided every other business day she wants to be 2 shades lighter than a light-skinned Black woman. This is why. Aw, thank you, Jonathan. Probably not, and that's totally okay. That's totally okay. Yep, so what I just said. All right, so let's continue. Oh, also, if you just logged in, I went through my little spiel, so all you're going to see is hair and forehead leaning in to read all the comments. So yes. Yes, Kimmy forgot where she came from in the first picture, so I'll put it up here in case. Back in the day, I'm not going to lie, when it first came out, because I was curious, I did used to watch Juicy Couture sweatpant wearing version of the Kardashians. And this is original version of Kimmy when she was Paris's assistant. She was also still very upper middle class and rich and grew up with Paris. I have no idea how you make your friend your assistant. They had an odd relationship, but it was funny to me. Since Kimmy wants to talk about honest work, there goes some of the work. There goes it. There goes some of that. Thank you, Tashana. Oh, you haven't been missing the lives. I've been missing the lives. I'm trying to get my life together. It's my new job. I'm trying to get my life together. All right, Victoria. I really want to know if they pay their employees a livable wage while she's telling them to get off their asses. According to that lawsuit, no. According to that lawsuit, no. Foolishness. Thank you, Raise Rungs. I appreciate you. All right. Hey, David. Okay. And I think that's what liberated life, to your point. The rich are always very out of touch with what a job is. Listen, listen. Because if we're calling posting on Instagram labor, posting on Instagram when you did not take the photo, you did not edit the photo, you did not set up the creative direction for the photo, yes, there is value in all those things I said. That is very hard. Kimmy doesn't do any of that. Kimmy does not do those things. So if we're saying that just arriving for Instagram photos is a job, then why do we not treat people who do actual labor, like the people that work, the cashier in the grocery store, with the same level of like, wow, surprise and awe that that is a job? Why? That's an essential worker, and Kimmy is not. Yes, WJ, shout out to her nannies. Shout out to her nannies. Listen. Okay, I'm just gonna keep reading through. To Simone T, I never understand Kardashian apologists, especially black ones. I don't understand either, and it's very irritating. I think at one point it's sad, but I think I more so just find it irritating. I more so just find it irritating. Okay. I'm back. I'm trying to get back on my new schedule. Tiffany, not Obia. Uh-oh. Oh, not bully. Me and Gabriel joke about that sometimes because this apartment, I think this building is like 100 years old. Lord, pray for me. Oh, yes. Oh, there are a lot of allegations on design piracy, trademark infringement, copyright infringement. There's one on patent infringement for the darn video game. It's foolishness. Foolishness. Yes, so redacted. IDK, if you watch Sloan, I haven't seen this video, but that was one I meant to put in here. But he made a video exposing how the sisters almost got sued. They did get sued for furnishing their stores using Brandy's credit card. So even that, the work hard sentiment is hypocritical. So maybe it's not this specific one, but Brandy and Ray J's mother, which I don't remember her name right now. She actually sued them because she stated that Kim ran up her credit card $150,000. It settled years ago, I believe in like 2008, 2009. And she said that they ran up her credit card and just bought a bunch of things in the Dash store, which is wild. Again, when things settle, you can't say that people are stealing. So that was the allegation that she made. Interesting. Interesting. Yes, Heather. Two bright and feisty Jamaican parents. Don't let them hear that I said that. They're not feisty. They're just very you know how they are. Very direct and loud. All right. So let's see. Opulence Prime. Yes, spoiler, she's being controversial for their new Hulu series. Exactly. To Kimmy, it's a game. And to the rest of us, we're like, listen, just leave us alone. They have so much money now that they really could just fade into the black and be quiet. It's, again, the same when we covered Cardi B and Tasha K in that lawsuit. Certain YouTubers that like to just be problematic act the same way as Kim. They have enough money. It's not about the money anymore. They want the attention. They will like wither away like the weed they are unless they have the attention of people like paying attention to them, which is such a foolish way to live. Foolishness. All right. Listen, a very good one. She doesn't have any rulings against her, so listen. This is always my question to Evil Kittens. How do these people feel comfortable speaking stupidity publicly for the whole world to see? I still cringe from comments I made on Twitter. Y'all know I don't have the Twitter. I feel like the Twitter is the devil's playground. But I do like try to go back and like make sure if I like misspoke or if I said something incorrectly, like whatever, I do try to go back and like comment and then pin the comment like, oh, you know, update whatever. Kim don't care. Kim just like, I said what I said. I said what I said, and it's loud and it's wrong. Oh, hi, CC Funk. I hope you're doing better. I'm sorry. All right. The billionaire dream needs to be let go because it makes no sense. Lovely brown lady. What about Rihanna? Tiana from Fab Socialism has a great video on Rihanna. Let me find it for Huna and put it there. Rihanna is just It's just as bad. I know people are like, "Why don't I root for the black billionaire?" Being a billionaire is immoral. There are many allegations against Savage Fenty that their employee practices are immoral. Where they get their clothes from, allegedly, highly problematic. I can speak for myself, their cancellation system, they also got sued for it because to cancel the product, it didn't cancel because it's a subscription base. Tried to cancel it, it wouldn't cancel. The one time I had it, I had to call like 3 different numbers. That is illegal. They use a lot of fugazi practices. So no, I'm not rooting, Lovery, but not rooting for her to be a billionaire. Not rooting for it. Let me find that video though. Hold on. Rihanna. Let me find. Here we go. Yep. And her videos are great. Okay, let me put this one in where y'all. Okay, hopefully is it gonna. Okay, it's going. But yeah, that one is a good one. Okay. This one, which we talked about, Opulence Prime. Yep, remember when Amazon was withholding people's tips? A lot of these corporations are highly immoral and they will just do whatever, and they only stop when they get caught. They only stop when they get caught. Yep, this sentiment includes the queen of diversity, Rihanna, too. It does. She's just as wrong. She's just as wrong. It is what it is. One of these days I need to do an Oprah video. I am not a fan of Miss O. I'm not. So one of these days we'll definitely do a video on that. We will do a video on that. Not one black billionaire has shown that there's trickle-down economics. Black capitalism is not going to save black people. And that's what we really should do a video on, because enough is enough. Enough is enough. New Nubian, even with a degree, most aren't making enough to pay bills, pay off debt, and save. Shaking my head. No. Our education system and our student loan system is highly predatory. As some of you may know, if you're new here, you don't know, I started my student loan journey with $304,000 trifling dollars owed. There's some trifling cents in there. I don't remember how much. In 2 years, I paid off $126,000 by doing like Kimmy said and working myself to the bone. No, because I made enough to at least start paying off my loans. For years, I couldn't afford it. For years, Sally Mae would call me and I would block that hoe. I would block her. I'd be like, I don't know why you're calling me. I don't have any money. My first job out of law school, I made $30K. I still owe, after paying $126,000, $184,000 towards a law degree that at this point, $75,000 of the dollars I owe is just predatory interest. But according to Kimmy, we just all need to work harder. I just need to work harder and those loans are going to go away and I too will be a billionaire. I have no interest in being a billionaire. Just to put that out there. I think it's nonsense. All right. I'm sorry, Lana. LO, I'm in law school as a 1L. 1L is your first year if y'all are not familiar. Panicking that I'll be evicted during the summer if I don't find a paid internship. That was me. Because a lot of the wealthier students can afford to have a unpaid internship. If you have to pay your own rent, you cannot do that. I took an unpaid internship at Bad Boy, and the only reason I was able to take that unpaid internship is because I asked my grandparents, I was like, hey, can I live with you? Not everybody has that luxury, and people don't want to admit those things. People do not want to admit those things, and it's so unfortunate, and it creates this idea that, oh, so-and-so did it. What's wrong with you? Nothing is wrong with you. So-and-so is a liar, and someone helped them. Opulence Prime, the grapes I found seated at my local co-op and bought 2-3 pounds of grapes for $4. Do you ship? Do you want? I'll send you the Venmo. You send me some grapes. We can trade. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like my hair. Now that we've just basically we've gone through all of it. I would say like maybe a confession on my end is needed. I don't put makeup on for work because it's expensive, the foundation, and I refuse to waste it on work. So usually I just do my makeup like 10 minutes before here, and my hair looked it was living its own life today, and I just did not care. So yeah, I appreciate that y'all think that she's cooperating now. It didn't look like this a minute ago. Chelsea, we've been brainwashed here because everyone believes the lie that they too can be a billionaire. And that is really the root of the problem. That is truly the root of the problem. You know what we haven't done in forever? We haven't done calls. I guess, you know what? I know it's after 8 and usually we stop at 8, but let's do like one call, 1 or 2, if y'all want. Since I have been delinquent and yeah. I mean, the new job has been interesting. It's on Patreon. I had a whole like rant last Monday for our live because I figured, let's just talk about it. I'll get it off my chest. I do feel a little better now though. All right. Well, I mean, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Just give me my grapes for $3. Listen, my strawberries the other day, which it's not strawberry season, but also in New York, the price is always ridiculous. We're $7.99, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. But also, humans should eat real food, so I paid the damn money. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right. And this is it. Most people at the top don't even interact with the average regular people, and they don't know shit about the working everyday people. And a decent, very loud vocal percentage of everyday people very much act like they are very wealthy and rich, which is very strange behavior. It's a very strange behavior. That's the only people that take up for Kim. It's a very strange behavior. All right. Okay. Thank you. Victory begins in the garden. Stop giving your money and eyeballs to these stupid people. Yes. Yes. And this is it. There's no moral billionaire, even if they're Black. Listen, there's none. There's none. There is just none. What was the video that I said I would do? Oh, on Black capitalism. Okay, I need to add it to my list. The list is long, and I'm gonna get on it. I'm going to get on it. All right. Listen, y'all know I hate Sally Mae. Oh, Kanisha's calling. All right, Kanisha. Wait, let me remove. I will not leave this on the screen. Hi, Kanisha. How are you? Is it working?
Hey, Stephanie. How are you?
Good. How are you? We haven't done calls in like forever. So.
I know. By the way, I'm Opulence Prime, but I just use my real
Hi,
name.
Boo.
Hey,
how are you? Good.
I'm doing great. I just wanted to jump in. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no.
No, I wanted to raise your blood pressure because I found out last week. Oh, I can't hear.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Because I found out last week that my son, who's 17, his economics teacher is teaching Dave Ramsey in schools. Yeah.
I have nothing polite to say. What?
So
In economics class?
Yes. So I had to do no. Yes. So I had to do a crash course. And I was like, well, tell me everything he taught you so I can unteach it.
There's multiple
Lazy.
problems there. And also like strange. I could see, and I've said this like multiple times. Yes, I did start with Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey's a problematic ass person, but also that method does not work if you have 6-figure debt. Rarely, and are single. Because the married people will be the first to be like, we did it. I'm like, you said we, and I said me.
Two income households typically make the difference. But I was like, no, son, this doesn't work. Let's talk about it because ain't no way.
Yeah. It doesn't teach good financial habits. Like it really, because I did it when I first started my student loan journey, I think for like 6 or 7 months, it really teaches you to be like very much terrified of your money. Like I just felt guilty about everything. I was like, well, I can't buy these damn grapes. Like I'm supposed to be eating beans and rice and I don't deserve grapes because I'm poor and I'm in debt and I'm an evil person because I have this student loan debt.
No, grapes are not a luxury. They're a necessity. They're a nutrient-dense food that you need. Grapes are not a luxury.
Dave is another one of those people that just says things to poor people and just like rakes in money. I would put Dave as the original course creator. That's what Dave is.
No, Dave is horrible.
She's
I'm
awful.
gonna put Susie Orman right next to him, and I believed her for years as well. But when my son told me that, I was like, "Oh my God, I can't wait to tell Stephanie. I can't, I can't wait."
Geez, some of these teachers are something else. I wonder why
Ridiculous.
he's
It's the
selected.
best public school in Texas.
Our education system needs a lot of revamping.
It is so bad. It makes me sad. And I do have mom guilt because I beat up myself because I'm like, well, maybe, if I made $100,000 a year, then I could put my kids in public school and it would be different. But I don't know if it would be different. I really don't know.
No, I wouldn't beat yourself up. You're giving like time and paying attention to his schoolwork, which is more than like most parents like even are able to do or sometimes even bother to do. The parents that make the 100K.
Well, thank you. But that was all I had to add for the evening. I love your YouTube. Keep doing what you do. You're amazing. And have a good evening.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Thank you for calling. Thank you, Marcus. I'm going to use that. This is Gabriel's best friend. I'm going to use that money and buy Gabriel half of the bag of grapes. You can tell him I said that because I'm sure y'all are playing Call of Duty right now. What happened, Tiffany? Is he back in court? Jesse is so much commotion. He's just so much commotion. Oh, blue courts. Can we fight that teacher? I think you should definitely complain to the principal. I would complain. Have a whole moment. Be like, negative. Why is this in the school curriculum? That's crazy. That is crazy. All right. Well, on that note, it's 8:20. So no vacations, ramen. Yeah, Dave would be mad at me. I'm going on vacation for my birthday. I haven't gone since the panorama started. So I saved up my pennies and I'm going to Kenya. I'm super excited. End of the month. So I'll let y'all know how it goes. I'm going to take some content. I've never been. So I'm through the moon excited. So I want to show y'all. And I promised y'all I would do that budget video on it too. So I'm going to do that as well. Hey, Chelsea.
Hello, I'm just here to rant.
Come, let's rant. This is Chelsea, my best friend. So, in case people are like, "Oh, y'all real familiar," it's regular Chelsea.
I'm so done. Probably because I used to be all up in your lives, but
right. We used to do call. I used to do call. That was when I was I don't know what I'm doing. Just gonna let you call. You know what? You know what the turning point was? Because I haven't said in a long time. The turning point was that very awful man that came on the live and acted a fool for no reason.
Yeah.
About that.
Yes. Yeah, that was a dark time.
That was dark. And that was a lesson in growth on my end because he really deserved to get cussed out.
I just kind of wanted to come on here and say that I think it's also important to reiterate something that you and I have talked about offline, but that a lot of these people who are calling themselves billionaires are not billionaires. Because I said I'm just here to start the mess, and I think it's a legitimate point.
This is Chelsea's pet peeve, and I wish Jasmine was on here, and Jasmine's pet peeve, and top 5 things in our group chat of oh, so they're lying again.
Listen, I'm just going to say, I don't think that most people that are artists or pop culture icons are billionaires. I think it's legitimately impossible. The money doesn't add up to me.
It doesn't.
I don't care who you say. The money isn't adding up to $1 billion. I'm so sorry.
When they found out Kylie was lying, I've been wanting to one of these days when we talk about the billionaires and how, to be honest, that is a disgusting amount of wealth to show the actual math behind it. And yes, it is ironic me talking about showing the math, but I have done the math. If we were to sit here on a live and try to spend $1 billion, it would be it's not possible. It's such an exorbitant amount of money. But most of us have no concept of that. So we're like, oh yeah, so-and-so said it. It's okay. I guess.
Yeah, and once you actually have a legitimate concept, I've seen people do, visual portrayals of it. And it's like, once you have a concept of it, you realize it's impossible for literally majority of people that say that they're billionaires or on the Forbes billionaires list, which also is a lie 90% of the time. You will notice that there are also like no really old American families on there. And that was my first tip off. Because I was like, this is a little weird. You don't have the people that own Chase or JP Morgan? And they're not billionaires?
Half of New York is named after them.
It is. The Morgan family is still up and running. One of the wives is on Real Housewives of New York. Sorry, the ex.
On a show. They're so
Yeah,
they just
she's
love
the ex-wife, that's
attention.
why.
This can't go away.
But those people have never been on the Forbes list. And I'm like, it's not adding up. It's not
real.
up.
It's a list to like flex with other like new money people and then to like basically con everyone else who's their consumer into being like, oh, look, they made it. I gotta buy. If I buy the Skims that Kim is in, then I too am gonna be rich. Like, no, like I've heard it's good quality, but I refuse to pay for it. No,
same.
That's not how this works.
You know how I feel.
I really want Beyonce to have a shapewear line. I really, really do. I really do.
I still don't know how somebody on her team like Kim gets that first. Like,
I feel like her team needs to get fired. No.
But hey, it is what it is. All right. Well, I will let you alone now.
All right,
but
good. I'll talk to you after this.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. All right. Listen. Thank you. Exactly. 2 incomes is different than 1. Yeah, those debt-free couples that don't admit that get on my last nerve. They get on my last nerve, Joe. They're just lying. Like, it's so disingenuous. And they usually, because I'll say it to a lot when I do my student loan updates, they usually don't pop up on my channel anymore, but they used to and be like, we paid off, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, again, you said we, and I said me. This is not the same. I pay all my student loans myself. Before Gabriel and I moved in together, I lived in a studio by myself. My rent is not that much cheaper now that we have a 2-bedroom, but it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Yes, Kendron, yes. The 6, I need someone to like start doing stuff for the people with the 6-figure loans, because that is a different struggle. Like, not to diminish anyone else, but 6-figure loans is like a mental, like, oh crap, I owe a house, but I have no house. What? That is a wild gaslighting. And all of these like debt payoff people never talk about the literal mental toll a 6-figure debt will take on you, which is why I really like Asia Dang. I've said this probably like a million times. If you go on her channel, AJADANG, maybe 2 years now or a year ago now, she paid off $200,000 of her student loans. And yes, she is an influencer, but she's also one of the most honest influencers. You can see her whole budget in those old videos. It links to a spreadsheet that literally says how much she made a month to pay it off. It was so motivating to me. I've probably watched the whole thing at least twice. And whenever I'm having a bad day, I watch like her debt payoff. And it's like she's actually, I have like a vision board, like a nice one framed. She's on it, like on her paying it off. Cause I'm like, I want to see somebody that has paid off 6-figure loans by themselves. That's what I want to see. Anything else, I'm like, cute, good for you, but move for me. Move for me with that. Yes, like the video if you haven't already. Thank you, Marcus. All right. Yes, exactly. Listen, shout out to all of you parents. I don't know how y'all are surviving because this is very wild. This is a very wild time. I don't know how y'all were surviving before, but shout out to all of the parents. Shout out to all the parents. Okay. All right. Bye, Marcus. I will buy Gabriel the full bag of grapes. This is a good best friend. He's going to laugh when I tell him. Be like, Marcus gave me grape money to buy you grapes. Okay. On that note, it's 8:30. Yes, Asia Dang, here you go. definitely watch it. It'll make you feel better. It's on, if you go through her playlist, I think it's titled My Financial Journey. If you go to the beginning of that, the first video is a Vlogmas video, and it's like, Vlogmas, I owe $200,000 or something, and then basically it's all in order. So she did like a bi-weekly budget update, and each budget update has how much she paid. And yes, I checked it the other day because I was being nosy. All of those budgets are still up there. In some months, she made like 30, 40 grand a month, which is insane. It's like a wild amount of money. But to be honest, I was like, oh, well, this is honest. Like, she's being honest. She's like, hey, I made this much in sponsorships. This is what I did. So I really like to see it. It makes me feel a little bit better. Like, oh, I'm not losing my mind. Like, okay, other people can do it. So hopefully my little student loan videos that are usually late are helpful too. So there's like a student loan playlist. If you want, you can see. It's not from the exact beginning because I didn't start it at the beginning. But I think when I started it, I had only paid like 20K off or something. I hadn't paid that much off yet. So it's pretty much almost from the beginning. Listen, I'm sending y'all a hug to the parents. I'm sending y'all a big hug. Kudos to y'all. Kudos to y'all. Kimmy needs to send y'all a nanny for a day. That's what she needs to do since she has so much work and so much free time. She has like 3 of them. Listen, every day I am in awe of the parents. I'm in awe of y'all, and I'm very proud of all of you. But yes, I will catch y'all. I'll catch y'all next week. I'm gonna try to do some videos this week, and then we will do our live next week. We will. I'm gonna do it. So I appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. And yeah, you have a lovely night. Feed the children. Hopefully, that they're not being a pain in the ass today. Kids sometimes are crazy. So I'm gonna pray for y'all. But yes, I'm sending alcohol. Yes, I'm sending y'all virtual wine. I'm wishing some wine for the parents. So yes, awesome. Well, I'll catch all of you later. Good night.